Today we are going to take a closer look at the structure of one of the most important organs in the human body, the heart. The heart is a muscular organ and it's about the size of your fist. It plays a crucial role in pumping blood throughout your body. But how is it structured to perform such an important task? So, your heart is divided into 4 chambers, the right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. The 2 atria at the top, the right atrium and the left atrium, are responsible for receiving blood from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. The 2 ventricles at the bottom, the right ventricle and the left ventricle, are responsible for pumping blood out of the heart. The right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from the body through the superior and inferior vena cava. The deoxygenated blood is shown through the blue arrows. The blood is now pumped to the right ventricle. The right ventricle then pumps the blood to the lungs. Now that the blood is in the lungs, the blood collects oxygen, so now the blood is known as oxygenated. The oxygenated blood goes back to the left atrium, and it is shown through the red arrows. After this, the blood is pumped to the left ventricle. The left ventricle then pumps the oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. In my diagram, we can see that the left ventricle wall is a lot thicker than the right ventricle wall. This is because the right ventricle only needs to pump the blood to the lungs and back, while the left ventricle needs to pump the blood all the way to our toes and back. So the left ventricle wall is a lot thicker because it needs more power and muscle to be able to pump the blood all the way around the body. Running down the middle of the heart is a thick wall of muscle called the septum. The septum separates the right and the left side of the heart. This is so then the blood on both sides of the heart do not mix. The superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava brings deoxygenated blood from the body to the right atrium. The pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. The pulmonary veins bring oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. The aorta carries oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the rest of the body. These major blood vessels, along with the heart structure and its 4 chambers, are perfectly designed to ensure blood delivers the oxygen and nutrients we need to survive. The septum separates oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor blood. This structure allows the heart to function as the powerful pump that keeps our bodies alive. In the next video, we'll talk about the blood flow in the body, so stay tuned.